Okay, getting ready to mop. Trying to get ready to mop. Hello? Did I find it? Okay, getting there. All right, I'm going to do the area. Pick that area. That area. Okay, hopefully that'll do what I need to do. Let's just make sure. Cleaning sequence, following areas, save that. Okay, we are at mopping power is 3 out of 4 and water flow level is high. And let's do auto clean then. Well, with the areas. Okay, I'm going to start that. Yep. So what I'm testing specifically here is how well the maps work. So obviously I remapped both, or I said mapped initially, the entire kitchen and hallway down here. So will this actually remember the mapping? Now I did decide to leave the kitchen chairs and the dog bowls there to see how well this can deal with obstacle avoidance. So those obstacles were removed last time. So we're going to test a couple different things. Here I have a carpet transition, and the mop literally should stop right at the carpet transition, or we'll see how close it gets to it. Here's another transition right here. I don't have any obstacles. And then there's one more that is all the way down here, and Rosie's going to guard that one. So I want to see how well this particular Yeedi remembers the mapping and how accurate it is. So if you're new to the newer Yeedi vacuums, this is one that can handle damp mopping. You can go back in the playlist and actually see how all that works. All right, so far so good. It's not going beyond the carpet transition. All right, that's nice to know. So at the end of this video, hopefully we will see how well it handles object avoidance and also remembering the mapping. You can see the light that it uses to figure out where it is. That's kind of neat to see, that kind of flickering. I have not cleaned this floor, certainly mopped this floor, maybe since the last time I used this Yeedi. So, I mean, we could be talking about close to a month. Let's see how it handles the dog bowls. It does touch them. Messes that up a little bit. That's not bad though. I mean, nothing's going to be perfect. Let's see, is it going to try to go onto the carpet? Oh, so far so good. All right, that's great. So it's behaving itself. Hopefully it doesn't try to clean its own base. That would be funny if it moves its own base. Alright, looks like it successfully avoids the base. This is Father's Day 2022, so happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. No idea why it paused there. Maybe it was collecting itself or calculating something. This does have the latest app installed and also the latest firmware installed. That hasn't changed since the last video I made of it. The firmware, that is, hasn't changed, so no update to the firmware. Let's see, it is leaving the floor slightly damp, and that's on maximum water dump. Now you can see the shininess right there. So even on high, it does not put down a huge amount of water. And the scrubbing action is forward-backwards. That's why you see this particular robot vac kind of jumping back and forth a little bit. Oh, okay, it hit the carpet transition. Is it going to try to go over it? Yes, it is. All right, a little bit. Well, it's cleaning the carpet transition. I'll give it that. But it's not going past it. All right, so that I call that a pass. That's okay if it cleans all the way up to it. The bin and the filter inside there for the dry vacuuming part was fully cleaned before we started, as well as the mopping pad was fully cleaned and dried. So when we go and check the dirt pickup, we should be able to see quite a bit. There, you can see the shine on my vinyl floor. It's going to dry very fast though. So I guess if you have one of these, I would probably recommend using it on its maximum mopping power, so it puts down the most water possible. If I were to guess, I would say this thing could do over 400 square feet on maximum water dispersion. And that's quite a large area. So I'm not really sure how object avoidance is really defined. So it seems to tap against everything, and in some cases you may have objects that could be pushed over, somewhat like it slid the dog bowls earlier. But rather than, say, missing a table leg or a chair leg, it just seems to tap it. But you're not going to knock those things over. Okay. There's a few water spots here, some blobs. That's not from the Yeedi. That's from my dog Rosie drinking and, well, slobbering all over the place, because that's what boxers do. It goes underneath our island overhang. So that's handy, because you do get some food that accumulates right there where, well, your feet kick it. In fact, it looks like there's some dirt particles right there. Let's see if it gets them. Yeah, there's some dirt particles right there. I think it can if it hugs that corner, like it's hugging this corner. Of course, those little rotating brushes have to be on the right side. There it goes. So it still hasn't gotten that debris there. Oh, maybe it'll come around and get it this pass. Wouldn't that be great? Looks like there's a little bit of dog food right there, that little red spot. still miss that. See, now that's edge cleaning. Well, it was a minute ago. There we go. Yep. It's getting in the corners. Doesn't seem to do it all the way along the edges, though. Even though I think it knows where all the edges are, sometimes it just isn't right-hand side spinning brush centric enough. Yeah, I believe that it believes it's completed.
Please empty the reservoir and replace the mopping pad in time. Please clean the dustbin promptly. Starting charging.
And it looks like that's the end of the cycle. So it certainly missed a few things. I will say it still doesn't like this table leg. It didn't really seem to do around it in a previous video. It certainly didn't mop that. And that's moppable. Missed a little piece here. It bumped and moved the dog bowls, but then again, it's on this piece of fabric, which it probably couldn't figure out. That's probably a little too tough. It missed, well, quite a bit right underneath this island overhang. So it just wasn't right-hand side centric enough to pick that up. But it really didn't go over the carpet transition. Well, I mean, more than a few inches. I would expect that. There, and over here. It didn't go wander into the other rooms because, to be honest with you, the wheels are big enough. It could jump over those. Seemed to get this area in front of the front door okay. That was all right. So overall, I'd probably give it like, I don't know, a grade of like a B, for example. I think they could probably change some of the mapping programming a bit. But overall, I think it was a good job, but not a great job. But you let me know what you think in the comment section below. And thanks for watching. All right, let's see what everything looks like. That was pretty much a perfectly clean pad when we started, and it picked up quite a bit of dirt. And then this has, let's see, how much water do we have? I'm thinking, oh, it's up too high. Couldn't see, so why can't I see? I'm thinking, honestly, I probably have about half, maybe a little less than half left. And all you do is just pop this little flap up and then dump it out and let it dry. I twist this over to one side so it stays open. See all the water I had left? Quite a bit, really. And since it's water, right, without any chemicals, this is never really going to smell or get moldy or anything like that. So just put that someplace where there's a little bit of airflow, let it dry. A little rinsing didn't seem to do all that much to it, so how about we add a little soap? See if that can, oh yeah, it's coming off now. Looking better. I imagine you can probably throw this in the washing machine, but I wouldn't want to do anything that's going to tear this up. I really wouldn't. So honestly, I'm just going to recommend washing it by hand, but you may decide differently. Yeah. It's getting cleaner. I know I'll probably have to hit it one more time with some soap, but that's a bit of an improvement. Okay, let's see what's going on with the dry stuff here. Pop that off and see if this comes out. Okay, I have successfully vacuumed this off and also washed it and then let it dry. Not too much is accumulating in that HEPA filter. That's not too bad. Here's a little foam pre-filter. It's got a little bit of accumulation on it. Not bad. I'll wash that off. And then here's the main dump. This is the dry stuff, of course. There we go. There's all the dry stuff. Ooh, got a little bit on this flap to get off. That doesn't normally come off, so I have to wipe that with my finger. And then here's the blob, obviously. Here's the fibrous material. And the rest of that's going to be gritty stuff. So I'll just dump that. And the rest I'll just kind of put down the disposal. That's not going to hurt it. And then what I will do is, for everything that got wet, which in this case is pretty much everything, I will put all this stuff outside. I'm going to spread this out so you can see a little bit better. See, maybe that helps a little bit angle-wise. I will put all this outside to dry. Then I can reassemble it again. There we go. Hope you can see that.